What's up, Peep Squad? It's in the building, baby. So let's get down to the situation. Let's talk about Paula Johnson, aka Chad Ochocinco mother, aka Chad Johnson's mother. She has departed from this earth. She has passed away. I don't know what she passed away from, but she's not here anymore. And, we send our condolences to Chad Ochocinco family, to Chad's family, and to his children too as well, and family and friends, because we love us a Miss Hurricane Paula. Miss Hurricane Paula was off the chain. Hurricane Paula, she had it going on. Hurricane Paula was good for TV. Hurricane Paula was good for marriage boot camp, family edition. She was off the chain, and she gave the doctors a run for their money. And if she had her cranberry juice, her orange juice, and her Grey Goose and vodka, she was all right, baby. Or it could have been orange juice and Grey Goose, but she held it down. She did her thing, and she did make friends on the show. She made enemies on the show, but we know that she came from a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and a lot of disappointment in her life that has happened to her, where she had lashed out at her son. And her and Chad Ochocinco had a tough relationship, but he brought her on TV because he knew she was good for TV, also for the money, and also tried to rectify their relationship. And at the end of the day, I really do hope that they did rectify their relationship, but I believe they did, because Chad Ochocinco, he posted to Instagram, R.I.P. to my Paula. She's the GOAT Johnson, aka Hurricane Paula. So he found some solace, he found some humor, and Paula, his mother being Paula, she raised him a little bit, but her mother raised Chad Ochocinco too as well, and she had a lot of different demons. She had a lot of different things that compound her, that hurt her, that made her act out, and also chose to drink alcohol and be addicted to alcohol too as well. But other than that, she had a loving heart. She was real. She stood up for her kids, and she wasn't going to let you talk about her son. She wasn't going to let you get into any of her kids' face. She wasn't about that life. And also, if she liked you, she stood up for you. She stood next to you. She would be your beacon. She would be your tiger. She would be your lion at the same time. But she also had some disappointments because, at one point in time, she felt like her son abandoned her. Her son didn't want her around. And it's not that he didn't want her around, but he did not know how to deal with, his mom's problems and the things that she went through. But she opened up on TV and let the world know that she felt like there was a lot of people against her. She didn't have the support. She didn't have the help that she needed, but she was very smart. She was very intelligent. She was very wise. She was a very wise woman too as well. You can be wise, you can be smart, you can be intelligent, but you can also suffer from demons and past things that has happened to you, which is called PTSD. And that's what Paula suffered from. She has had her bouts with a lot of racism too as well. And just having a hard time being mistreated, being abused by her partners. And then also picking up the bottle to have as a release, as an escape. Because sometimes you don't know where to go and where to turn. And sometimes it's very easy to pick up a bottle or pick up anything that can ease the pain. But at the end of the day, she gave it a shot. She went on marriage boot camp and tried to rectify her relationship with her son. And I hope they did rectify their relationship. And I hope she was a part of the grandbabies and the grandkids too as well, because she loved her some Chad Ochocinco. She didn't get on TV just to be on TV, because she could have been living her regular life, waking up in the morning, getting her Grey Goose and orange juice, aka cranberry juice too as well, and called it a day. But she went there with her son in hopes to find help and also to get paid too as well. It is what it is. But we miss you, Miss Hurricane Paula. You was very inspirational on TV too as well, and you made people understand the hurt and the pain that a lot of older black women has went through when it comes from dealing with the hard heat and the heavy heat of racism and also sexism, and her time of growing up, and then also not having a relationship with your mother, or thinking that your mother is against you. And she's not the only person in this world that been through that or is going through that too. And at the same time, having your mother raise your kids, that happens over and over. But making a decision where Paula had her mother raise her kids is a good thing, because look what Chad Ochocinco came out to be. He has his mistakes, he has error of his ways, but he has made it better. And let me tell you, it is what it is. Chad Ochocinco was buried for a long time when he married Evelyn Lozada. And then Tammy Roman and OG came out and they rectified him. They resurrected him. And he's out here and he stays on social media. He's on YouTube. He is on Instagram. He is everywhere. And he's happy at one point in time, because a lot of the story didn't get out. And Chad Ochocinco did not want to challenge Evelyn Lozada because he knew that he was wrong. And he knew that he was going to look like the bad person, the wrong person, especially with his history with a lot of women. But at the end of the day, he brought his mother on TV. And he made her a star. And she made herself a star. And she's a bright, shining star. So check on your mother. Check on your grandmother. And sometimes they may have pain and hurt and postpartum and PTSD. They may have that because of the life that they've been through. So you got to understand them. You got to get to know them, because they grew up in a time that we have never seen or ever experienced. Only thing that we know about that time that they grew up is what they tell us, what the history books tell us, and what our neighbors tell us. But at the end of the day, Chad Ochocinco and his mother, I believe that they made amends and they had a loving relationship at the end. And I guarantee you he was there for his mother. I guarantee you he had his mother's back. I guarantee you he was there for his mother. And it was very hard for him too, because he suffered, because he's seeing his mother, this beautiful, this wonderful lady, very smart, very educated, just basically, kind of dwindle down and let the addiction take control. But hopefully she got the help before she departed from this earth. And if she didn't get the help for her addiction, at least she died doing what she wanted to do. Facts. And she made an impact on reality TV, because we ain't never seen Paula. We ain't never seen a Paula like we seen Paula. We ain't never seen that before. And Paula takes the cake for it. So rest in peace and rest in power to Paula. And I know this must really hurt Chad Ochocinco, because he loved his mother. He cried. And even though there were some things that went on marriage boot camp that wasn't positive between Chad and his mother, and a lot of people wanted Chad to defend his mother more than he did, but that's all right. Paula took care of that. She defended herself, and she got at them doctors, and she didn't play no games whatsoever. And Chad, he can go on and live his life and know that he has did the right thing and tried to rectify the relationship with his mother and try to help his mother too as well. I just want to know if she had a loving relationship with her grandchildren, because, she deserved that and she needed that, even though she wasn't there for Chad when he was a child. But she couldn't be because of the things that she faced and the things that she was going through. And also Chad Ochocinco looks like he's having a good time, and he's also a happy man. We've never ever seen Chad Ochocinco as happy as we have seen him in 2019, 2020, and 21. Chad Ochocinco is smiling. He's out and about, and he's always around. He's doing interviews, and he is really a reformed and changed person. Don't let your past cover your future, and he didn't. He didn't. And watching Chad Ochocinco and his mother dance and have fun. It looks like they're out of the country and have a good time. So he vacationed with his mother. He chilled with his mother. He took his mother places. He loved his mother. He wanted his mother to enjoy all the success that he enjoyed too, even though Paula wanted more and more. And Paula was like, Chad, you keep having these kids after kids after kids. You ain't gonna have nothing left. She didn't like that he kept having babies after babies after babies and different women. That's not what she wanted for her son, because she felt like some of the women were taking advantage of her son too. But at the end of the day, Hurricane Paula was mystical and wonderful at the same damn time. So you guys let me know what you think about this situation. But Chad Ochocinco and his mother, they killed it on marriage boot camp. You can't get any better than that. You can't get any better than that, baby. For real, for real. So let's get into Dave Chappelle's situation. As you guys know, Dave Chappelle has tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. And I'm like, oh my God, they better not do anything to Dave Chappelle. They better not try to take him out of here. They better not try, because Larry King's gone. Rest in peace, rest in power, a big figure. And don't be coming after, don't be coming after Dave Chappelle, point blank, period. And you guys know when Dave Chappelle did his stand-up comedy, it was called 1846, the time that it took for the police officers to take George Floyd's life away. And when he did this stand-up, he talked about how, there's a conspiracy that might be after him. So we watching Dave, we listening, we know what's going on. And hopefully Elon Musk and his partner Grims did not set you up. Hopefully that did not happen with the situation, because smiling faces tell lies. Smiling faces tell lies, that they didn't care about your health, they didn't care about your family and your kids and the things that you have to go through, do out testing positive for the COVID-19 virus. So, that's just, I just can't even say it. The coronavirus, like, damn, you guys better not be trying to get Dave Chappelle up out of here. We ain't feeling that. We don't hear that. Like, if you really want something to happen, y'all better make sure Dave Chappelle comes through. He's asymptomatic. Right now, Dave Chappelle has canceled a lot of his shows, but the public and the people are blaming others for the situation. They are blaming Grim, which she's a partner or she's dating Elon Musk, or they're friends, whatever the case is. People are blaming her because she tested a positive for the COVID virus around, January 11th. And then she's around, Elon Musk. They're around each other and everything else like that. Then Elon Musk comes to Dave Chappelle's show. He's backstage. He's taking pictures. He doesn't have a mask on, knowing that the woman that he was just involved with, Grims, right here that you see in the red, Grims, you know what I'm saying? And that situation, and they're around Dave Chappelle when he is work. He has to work. He has to physically work. He has to physically go out there in public and work. Unlike, some of you guys, you can work from home. You work in an office. You can work in separate location, because Elon Musk is the richest man in the damn world. So now we have Joe Rogan. He's out here, copping pleas, saying that it wasn't Elon Musk. It wasn't Elon Musk's partner that infected Dave Chappelle. But right after Dave Chappelle took that picture with Elon Musk, he ended up, the next day telling people that he has he tested positive for, COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. So, a lot of people are up in arms, and it seems like Joe Rogan is trying to be the PR person, Dave Chappelle trying to be the PR person too as well. But it makes no sense for Elon Musk, being the richest man in the world, knowing that he doesn't have to physically work like Dave Chappelle, go out in public, greet people, be on stage, be around an environment of people. That's how he gets his money. And then on top of that, with people and states not really want to gather together in huge numbers, so it kind of put a dim on comedians, making their money, basically doing their stand-up comedy and doing their stand-up shows. And Elon Musk and Dave Chappelle are very good friends, as we know. He came to the show. Just because you rich, just because you're the richest man in the world, don't mean you can infect somebody with your virus. We don't know if he does have COVID-19. We don't know if he has the coronavirus or not. But the woman Grim that he has been partnered with, been out with, she did test positive. And I don't know if he tested positive or not, if he even got tested, but he put himself around Dave Chappelle, which was wrong, which was not right, and he didn't have a mask on because he thinks he's too good. He's the richest man in the world. You think he think Corona can take him out? But yet, he's not worried about his counterparts, and he could be a carrier and a spreader. And that could have possibly what happened. But Joe Rogan is basically out here saying, no, that didn't happen. Elon Musk and his partner Grim did not infect, Dave Chappelle, but it's no word whether Elon Musk actually tests positive for, the coronavirus. So you guys let me know what you think about that situation. And let's get into Larry King. Rest in peace, rest in power to Larry King. He's not here anymore. He's been married 8 times. He actually married one woman twice too. He has, 6 children that he has left behind. Larry King, he's worked for CNN for 25 years. I was like, damn, Larry King live. And also, Larry King was born November 1933. Damn. He's been around. He's seen a whole lot of shit. But he has departed from this earth January 23rd, 21. Radio host, journalist. He received so many Peabody Awards, Emmy Awards too as well. He's in the Radio Hall of Fame. He received 10 Cable Ace Awards too. I was like, damn, Larry King is out here. Larry King was like, he was TV. He was radio. You couldn't mention TV or radio without Larry King. Larry King has died. And it's just like, damn, he died. Like, shit. And he wasn't ready to die. Nobody's ready to die, but he wasn't sick. But he ended up being admitted to the hospital for the coronavirus, and then he suddenly passed away. And he did have underlying health issues, whereas he had diabetes, I believe. He had heart problems. He had a whole lot of different things going on. So having the coronavirus didn't do him any favors at all. And he's very rich. He's very wealthy. So he was at the best hospital getting treated. But to no avail, they were not able to save, Larry King's life, which is just like, damn. Which is an awful, sad situation too as well. This coronavirus is off the chain. Like, you really got to be careful. You really got to watch yourself because, if you have if you have asthma, if you have heart disease and different things like that, you have to be careful because you may seem healthy, be healthy, but then when the coronavirus comes and attacks your body, when you already have underlying illness going on, it's really a sad situation. And when we talk about Larry King, he started, he was out there in the 1950s, from the 1950s to the 1960s. So from 1950 to 1960s, Larry King, he worked in Florida. 1978, he hosted the show Larry King. And then he's been on TV for decades after decades. 1985 to 2010, he hosted a night interview and television program, Larry King Live on CNN, from 2012 to 2020. So he's been on TV. He was still factually working until his death. I was like, Lord have mercy. Some of his shows are still now on Hula. He also hosted a show called Politicking with Larry King, was a weekly show, and that started from 2013 to 2021. So he was still working. He was also on YouTube too as well, and he credits his career to Jackie Gleason. I was like, damn. So Larry King, he worked forever, ever. He married 8 times. It seems like maybe he was out here doing a little bit. He was Larry King. When he first got married, he married his sweetheart. Then from there on and on and on. But as he got older, it seemed like his last wife, she was no joke. And he wanted a divorce from his last wife. And his last wife is Sean. And he filed for divorce in August. And it was going through divorce proceedings too as well, especially in February of 2020. Then of August of 2020, he filed for divorce again. And it was going through divorce proceedings. But, they actually did not get divorced. They was in the process of getting divorced. His wife cheated on him twice. She cheated on him. She was out here in these streets getting it because she wasn't getting it at home. Once upon a time, Larry King may have been the man cheating on his wife, but as he got older, he can't do the same things he used to do. And now his last wife has treated him like, he was her John or a trick. Like, damn, she was out here cheating with people that actually worked with his children, worked in the community, like the gardener, the soccer coach. She was out here doing it with regular degglers, baby. Did that man wrong at the end of his death. Lord have mercy. But he leaves 6 children behind. And I believe he did lose a child many, many years ago. And I think he wrote about that in one of his books. But, Larry King, he has done a lot. He's been on TV forever. Him and CNN were like best friends. He has did a lot of things. And he's been working since he could start working. And he worked from many, many different radio stations. I mean, he just worked. He interviewed the most profound people in history would sit down with Larry King. People that you wouldn't believe that would never do interviews would sit down with Larry King, and they trusted him. They trusted his politics, his journalism. They trusted him as a person. And he said he don't care about rumors. He don't go about rumors. Larry King really had a wonderful life. And so the sickness, the triple bypass, the heart attacks. And he also ended up starting the Larry King Foundation. And when he started the Larry King Foundation for heart disease and, to really help people that didn't have the money to actually afford like a triple bypass surgery, the medication. So, he started a heart foundation to help people to pay for their medical services, because if he didn't have the money, he realized he would have died when he had that quadruple bypass, and he had heart disease, and he had a lot of different health issues. But we say rest in peace and rest in power. And you guys know that Larry King has inspired millions of people. He has aspired people to live out their dreams and believe in themselves no matter what. And he may have just been a gift and born with the talents of being a great journalist and a great interviewer and a great people person, and also just to have people trust him and sit down and have a conversation with him. I will never forget the interview with Larry King and Prince. So we want to say rest in peace, rest in power to Larry King, and rest in peace and rest in power to Paula Johnson. Peace.